Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SA Accounting Academy. Here's a short clip on one of our previous webinars. I hope that you really do enjoy it.
Today is the last MCLU for 2021. I'm trying desperately to wrap my head around it. You can see that I even tried to get a bit festive with the slides this morning and thought I'd put a little present on it. I know that during this time of year, there are many different religious celebrations. We started, I think, with Diwali in November, which feels like literally just yesterday, even though it was 6 weeks ago. So if you, whatever religious time this is for you, whatever spiritual time it is for you, I am going to wish you well, and I hope that it is a time of restoration and peace and healing. I think we do need a time of healing at the moment, whether it's healing of the spirit, healing of the body, or healing of the soul. I think for accountants, healing of the mind. I think all of us are feeling decidedly worn out and tired and well used up, I think would be the nicest way to put it. And I know for myself, I'm really looking forward to having a little bit of a break, although you know what it's like for us. I think we work right up until, the jingle bells ring. So welcome to today's session. It's been a bit of a challenging session to put together, I have to admit, because normally we do this right at the end of the month, and it gives us a bit of time for the regulator news to come out and for the all the information and the wrap up of, say, the November month to come through in December, and having to put, I basically, the way the system works and how we do this, because it's a bit of a team behind it, I sort of have to get my ideas out sort of last week, which was, the month end had barely even finished. So it's a bit of a hodgepodge mixed match. I have to admit, I've stuck a few things in that weren't in the agenda, just because they have come up in the last few days, and I've just found them interesting to talk about. Very good news. I believe that this morning I did get hear that we are off the red list for the UK. So if people are traveling between the UK and here, they don't have to go into a hotel quarantine. They just can go into self-isolation, which I think at least will encourage at least some people to be able to get home to see their family or get across to see their family, which I think is much needed at this time. So yeah, welcome to today's session. I have got a bit of a wrap up. It's a bits and pieces. Obviously, I think all the lawmakers were ready to get on to their holidays. Everybody has been on tenterhooks about Omicron. I do know that the numbers are getting to astronomical numbers, although it doesn't seem as if it's very severe. I do know that we are expecting a family meeting. I know that the council, the Command Council, and the ministers have been meeting this week. So let's just hope that your Shabin stash that you have in your house, when we all thought that we'd go into an alcohol ban, I hope you don't have to have that stash because of an alcohol ban, but we actually just don't know at the moment what's coming. I do know that indications of interprovincial travel, they said that it's already spread so far and wide that they don't see the point of interprovincial travel bans. But as somebody, I've got very good friends that own petrol stations along the N3, and both of them, and they are along the N3 between Joburg and Durban, and both of them have said if they close the beaches, then they may as well have instituted a interprovincial travel, because that's pretty much the only reason inlanders come and visit me down here I'm in the Midlands, so you kind of passed my house on the way to the beach. But anyway, so lots happening around us. I believe that President Cyril has got COVID. So I don't know if he had it in the previous variations. I can't really remember. It's sort of like such a blur and such a swirl. But I do believe that he currently has got COVID. So, if you've had it before, there's, this variation seems to be a double dipper and seems to want you to have a second bite of the apple, as it were. So please stay safe and be careful out there. You know me well by now. If you're a first timer, please let me know that you're a first timer. It would be lovely to know that the first time you come is the last session of the year. But please interact, chat, talk to each other. Let's have a bit of a party today. I know many of you, sorry, that's my son creeping in at the back. He never knows which platform I'm on. Sometimes I have virtual background so he can sneak behind me, and other times not. And there he goes off again. So you know very well that we are doing this in the new modern way. Please chat, please talk. Let's have a bit of a party today. I think many of you are closing offices today, although I myself am only closing next week. So let's have a chilled last MCLU for the year. When I'm a little bit more dollied up, although I see I'm still pretty in pink, this is me. Again, for those of you that are first timers, this is who I am. Every time I see that picture, I think lockdown here, but anyway. Yeah, if it's your office party today, I promise you I'll try and make this as painless as possible, and so that you can go and have fun later. Please be, I hope it's not a virtual office party. I hope you actually can spend some time together. But this is who I am. Next year is going to be, I love the memes of let's tiptoe carefully into 2022 and nobody touch or do anything because we have no idea what's going to happen. We do have a first timer. Welcome. It's so exciting to have new people. And I really do enjoy and hope that you enjoy the session. My style, as those of you that have been with me for a while know, that I'm very different to Letty. Letty and I think we complement in that some of you will enjoy her style, some of you will enjoy my style, some of you enjoy the mix. But I'm a little bit more conversational, I think, is the way I've been described. Table of contents is sort of the welcome to the crazies. Yep, that's it. I claim my tribe. I absolutely claim my tribe. Content is the normal content for today. I gave quite a heavy employment update in the October session. So there isn't actually too much coming out of the employment session. It's just more conversation about the vaccine mandate, which I'm going to pick up actually more in the COVID update. So that's really the big hotspot conversation for the last couple of months is mandatory vaccines and what the Constitution says on it. And I've got some news about the workmen's compensation space in it. But so that one, the regulator news is also a little bit quiet. There is, I've got some regulation news in, with SAICA and with URBA, and a few small other spots. But the regulators also, I think they've pretty much focused on getting out of here and starting fresh next year. So we don't have too much in the regulator space. It just leaves more for Letty to grab you with in January. But we saw that, for example, the consumer goods ombudsman, was giving some interesting studies about, for example, mattresses returned and, sort of interesting case law about, applying the Consumer Protection Act and various different case studies. But I don't have anything meaty or juicy in those spaces. Obviously, the big deal in this session really would be the tax amendments. My proviso is always that I'm not a tax specialist. I'm a specialist in many things, but not tax. I had to give something up in all the different things that I look at. So I've got a few things just to point you in the right direction. I know that my tax partner, we did a boot camp recently, a live session boot camp, and she was commenting about how the bills that have come through are not as far as what the medium-term budget sort of said they were going to go. They hung back and pulled back a little bit in that. So, the meaty amendments that we thought were going to come through didn't really come through as we thought. Maybe they're holding them on for the main budget speech and the main amendments for next year. But I do have a bit of a run through on that. And then, me, I've got some articles and some juicy gossips and some things like that. Okay. Because it is the season of giving and not taking, giving. Yeah, sorry, Harold. I was asking, do you do various tax interventions with SA Accounting Academy? Harold, from next year, out of interest, we are launching a new series, a brand new series, which is going to be a tech talk of sorts. I'd love to find, maybe I should give a prize to somebody who can give us a funky title for the series. But essentially, in other spaces, we call it 360-degree training, conversations with Caryn and Carmen. Some of you might know that type of branding from other platforms. But Carmen and myself, Carmen Vestermeyer, who's my tax specialist, some of you might know we've done some 360-degree training for tax faculty. We are bringing that to SAAA. and we are going to do, issue-driven sessions. So, debt versus equity, trusts, corporate restructuring, those type of issues, which we're going to look at them from.
I hope that you enjoyed that video. For more of our webinar videos, go to www.accountingacademy.co.za. Thank you and have a lovely day.